All right. Welcome to another iRacing live stream by Murphy2, brought to you by Racers HQ. Got another awesome session planned out for us today. We're going to be running those MX5 Cups again in that rookie MX5 Cup class. This week we are at Laguna Seca. I believe it is the WeatherTech Laguna Seca track now. Used to be Mazda sponsored. So, one thing we want to switch up today is we're going to try a different lap analysis tool. What we've been doing in the past is using this iSpeed lap analyzer, and it's a pretty slick tool. I like it. Very simple. We can compare from a large database of times to our time. It's relatively free. I did pay a little bit to support the developer, but really that's about it. So we could be using this, and it looks like my best time is a 139. The best time for this series, ensuring that it's a fixed setup, is a 137. But instead, we're going to try a different tool. So, make sure my live session's up. There we go. As always, feel free to take over the chat room. It's difficult for me to monitor that while I am in the VR setup. So, this is the VRS system, Virtual Racing School. I went ahead and got signed in and selected an old session that I had recorded, another 139, and compared that to one of their data packs. So again, I'm 2 seconds off pace, which for me is pretty good. I feel like I'm typically about 5 seconds off pace for the faster guys. So I'd say Laguna Seca is one of my better tracks. But yeah, let's see if we can't use this VRS driving analyzer. Now, I'm still on the free subscription for this. We get 4 hours a week to analyze your lap times, and that's a one-time session. So if you go ahead and like what we've done today here, is we entered that session earlier today, and a clock's ticking, and if we close out of this, we don't get any of that time back. For $5.99 a month, I believe, you can get their next package, which gets you one data pack per week, maybe. And then for $9.99 a month, you get unlimited use of data packs, and I believe some discounts on coaching. So another neat thing about this tool is that it does tie in a lot of online coaches. So if you're really serious about getting better and you want to get into some coaching sessions, this is definitely the way to do it. If you have a team that races on iRacing, that's another great opportunity because they do team coaching sessions as well. Again, it's a great tool. I haven't bit the bullet to pay that extra fee just yet. But no telling, I'm sure I will at some point. So it breaks down your lap into a number of different, I guess it breaks it down into the corners. So it'll tell you per corner where you're losing time, so you can easily zoom into this. I mean, the user interface on this is top-notch compared to the iSpeed Racing Analyzer. So you can see here, if we drill down into the second corner, which is really the first corner. I mean, T1 is, I think, just a curve. You can see the different lines here. So I'm the red dashed line, and the data pack here, the coach, is the blue line, and they've got about 3/10 on us. So interesting stuff here. So again, speed over time. You can see I come into this corner very hot and then have a hard time coming out of it. This is our difference in performance over time. So this is interesting because I outperform the coach into the braking zone, but then obviously because of that being so hot into that corner, I'm not able to motor out of it as well as I should be. So a couple trends I'm noticing here is both that, so I'm going way too hot into some of the corners, and you can see my line is then compromised. And then a lot of steering angle as well, so that's another good point down here. Since the coach has so much more control over the corner, they're able to navigate it with very little steering angle, kind of just use the brakes and some lift and coast to get the car to rotate. And then you'll see this analysis here. This is super. So it looks like on the throttle, the coach is lifting off the throttle 35 meters later. And so I must be doing some coasting, which is no bueno, right? Then that's not going to cause too many problems here. A lot of that performance is going to be in the braking zone. Coach is getting on the brakes a lot harder and then really easing out of them to get turned into the corner, whereas my braking is a lot more sporadic, you can see here. And then the coach is able to get on the gas. Looks like this might be 19 meters before I am. So I'm not getting on the gas until mid-corner. The coach is able to get the car turned and start easing into the gas and really control the car out of that corner. So down here you'll see steering angle, clutch, brake, gas, and gear selection. It looks like we're pretty spot on our gear selection, going down into second and then coming up into third. Now it looks like the coach is getting into third a little early, which might help some traction on the way out of that corner. So so that's the first major turn there. Super important going into that area. It's a big decision point for passing. Sometimes I'll cover my line, braking really toward an early apex to keep people from trying to pass you. So that's corner one, right? Then we try to move on to corner 6. So this is another 3/10, maybe 4/10, kind of depending on how you want to round it. So zooming out, this section is the high-speed left-hander that will send you out into no man's land if you don't get it right. And so we want to figure out what's happening here. It's got a pretty violent curb if you hit it just so right here. So it's a tricky corner. But man, you can see that this guy's able to just carry a ton of speed. So what's going on differently here? So this is to the approach. I like to give it a big lift and no brake. It looks like what the coach is doing instead is using a little stab of the brake here and subsequently having to lift less, so using the brake to get the car to rotate, not having to use as much steering angle, and lifting, and then being able to get back on the throttle and maintain that throttle a good 57 meters longer according to this analysis. So again, compared to the iSpeed lap analyzer, a lot more data here. So let's give that just a second while I go get signed up for this next race. There's an update today, so we got that update downloaded. Here we go. Get registered for the race. Let's see what else is going on. I listened to the latest Racers HQ podcast. Pretty good job there, Jake. He's introduced his autocross sponsorship. So Jake is sponsoring a karter, an autocrosser, and an iRacer. Those are the three things that Jake is involved with and wants to get other people involved as well. So the autocrosser was a young lady that's working with her husband to get out there and you know, learn to drive. And it was interesting to hear that they are using the SoloStorm app. I mentioned that on our last session. The SoloStorm app is pretty expensive, but should provide some very valuable information and is really catered to that autocross environment, whereas some of the track stuff may be a little bit more difficult to analyze quickly and doesn't consider that you're going to have a different start and finish line, a lot closer corners like you'll have in autocross. So definitely some things to consider when looking at a data logger for autocross. Okay, so again, by stabbing the brake a bit there and getting the car to rotate using a lot less actual steering angle, this coach is able to get back or maintain throttle and maintain a speed here. So all of this under the curve between the red line and the blue line is all just time lost, and you can see that here on this second series. This is just
what's up, racers?
Looks like we got some cool guys in the practice session. All right. So next corner to analyze is another 3/10 here, and that is 7/8. So this is a corkscrew, the famous corkscrew at Laguna Seca, and try to figure out where we're getting that wrong. Another neat feature here from the VRS is being able to just play back that entire lap. A lot of log analysis tools have this, so we'll click. You might not be able to see it here, but I can click play and it'll play back that whole section, show us what we're doing wrong. One of the classic issues here is that I typically use way too much steering angle, and so that's a symptom of not really leveraging your tools like trail braking and lift and coast. You know, I've heard a lot of people say that you know, on the edge you're going to use your throttle and your brake pedal to steer the car, and you're going to use your steering wheel to slow the car down. So a little counterintuitive, but that's really how it works when you're right at the edge of that adhesion. So let's see what's happening here in this turn 7/8 corkscrew complex. First of all, it looks like with regards to the line, it's a lot tidier through there, but really where are we losing our time? So we start to lose time really, actually I apologize. Here's another situation where I'm faster going into the corner, but because I'm braking so violently, trying to get the car slowed, I end up not having enough control to exit the corner properly, and then ultimately slows me down and ends up being more of a detriment. So, you know, it looks like in general I need to really give it up a bit in the braking zone and try to get a good corner exit. So yeah, again, we're seeing that here. Let's just take a look at some of the inputs. So, yeah, throttle, throttle, throttle into the corner. And then this is where we have a big difference. So it looks like the coach is able to get back on throttle much sooner than I am. Really, as soon as they get past that initial turn in, they're getting back on the throttle, easing into it again, as opposed to my very binary throttle response. But then they're also able to hang on to that throttle for some time, whereas it looks like I've got a lift, which is just going to slow me down even more. Here's the brake trace, so a lot smoother entry here. It looks like in this case I tried to brake a lot later, but then I had to really try to gather it up, and pretty sporadic braking there. And then again, steering angle. My steering angle is much higher. This red line here is much higher, so not using all of my tools available, having to use the steering wheel a whole bunch, which really just slows you down even more. So yeah, interesting stuff there. And then coming into turn 10, another 3/10. So if we can nail these 3 or 4 corners, we can find that extra second and a half. So far in practice today, I've been hard pressed to do anything better than a 140. Don't seem to really have it in me. So, all right, let's see where this. So this is the right-hander before the last corner. So I guess you could call it the penultimate corner. People love that word. All right, so from the line, it looks like it's a much more traditional line, outside, inside, outside, whereas it looks like I try to cheat in a bit. I know that on this corner I really tried to use the brakes to activate the car, get the car to toss into the corner a bit, but let's see what's going on different here. Again, here's a situation where I'm a lot faster into the, not a lot faster, but I'm faster into the corner. But because of my lack of control exiting the corner, I'm unable to keep up with the coach. So we really need to focus on that. We need to focus on controlling the car into the corner, not being so focused on late braking, and making sure that we can get back on the throttle in a safe and controlled manner and ease onto the throttle. You see how long it takes the coach here from this point to this point to ease onto the throttle, whereas I'm more binary. I just click and we're going full throttle. So I need to really use the full throw of that throttle pedal. You want to quickly but smoothly engage the throttle pedal. It's not an on-off switch. This isn't your Xbox controller. And again, just a ton of steering angle. I'm tossing a ton of steering angle to this to try to compensate for my lack of control. You can see down here so much steering angle to get the car to rotate, whereas in fact you should be rotating the car with brake pressure and really just suggesting the direction of the car with the steering wheel. Alright, so that pretty much sums up the major points for this, analysis. We got about 15 minutes here. So what are we going to do? We're going to control our braking going into 1. Probably shift into 3rd a little bit earlier, try to get on the throttle earlier. Then again in corner 6, give it a little bit of brake to get the car to turn. 7-8, maintain control into corner entry so that we can get on the gas smoothly and a lot sooner as soon as we've hit that first apex. And then finally corner 10, again, control that corner entry, smooth entry into the corner so that we can get back on the gas. So, alright, that's our 2 seconds. I'm going to close out of this window. We probably won't be revisiting this, and I'm sure I could use all the resources I can muster. Let's get into this practice session and see what happens. Okay, pretty good participation here in the practice session. Need to do this little 3-finger shuffle here on our Logitech. Sometimes the steering ratio gets screwed up. Alright.
Last lap was incomplete.
We have 41 members signed up for this race so far. 42 now. So another idea I had for one of these live streams is to grind on a license level up. So I've got a couple licenses that could easily be upgraded if I spent a little time on my safety rating. That would be my both my dirt licenses. We we've met all the competition requirements, and we just need to level up the safety rating a bit. So I could try to do a marathon. Okay, use a little tap of brake there. Felt more control, that was nice. Wasn't any faster, but really right now I want to think about the feeling of control. Oh, and left definitely faster on the exit of that, but I got out of control, so need to put it all together. Okay. So yeah, thinking about doing a licensing marathon at some point, and really trying to grind on our safety rating for the dirt road and dirt oval. Not that there's a whole lot of dirt road going on past the rookie license.
1 minute, 50.9 seconds.
Alright, we want to stay outside here, traditional line, control ourselves into the corner. Tried that upshift in third, that didn't do us any good. Okay. Well.
Last lap was incomplete.
So this was actually, Laguna Seca was the first real track I ever set foot on. I didn't get to drive it, but I was in California for some reason, a conference of some sort I'm sure, and knew Laguna Seca was in the area, looked for a track day during the week that I was going to be there, and went ahead and signed up for the Audi Club. Showed up, and some nice lady in an awesome Audi Quattro race car was kind enough to let me do a ride along with her, and oh my gosh, that was one of the most amazing experiences of my life. Highly recommend checking out the track. A lot of neat features of this track, a lot of good elevation change that really can unsettle your stomach for sure. Alright, yeah, that really works well, is trying to make that a goal of getting back on the apex, getting back on the gas right at that apex. So we may purple this sector if I don't go off the road. I did, I purpled it, so that's awesome. So we're learning something, that's awesome. It's hard to purple a track you've been racing on for years.
One minute, 46.7 seconds.
And this is obviously one of those tracks that is also included in classics like Gran Turismo and probably, I'm assuming, Forza, instead of Corsa. My buddy Nathan was shouting me out today, wondering if I ever played Assetto Corsa. I really don't. I don't have patience for any other video games, or any other simulators for that matter. Barely have enough time to play this and deal with the real race car. Whew. Alright. It's important to try to get some practice early after identifying a few new tricks, because you need to find a way to really integrate those tricks into your actual driving. So far, this has been a bit of a disaster, but we're not going to make the same risks once we're in the race. One thing that my buddy mentioned from the Assetto Corsa and kind of Forza environment is that he was, nervous about doing online races, which I really think it's understandable, but I highly recommend that you get past that as soon as possible. The whole point of having this thing is not called iPracticing, so get out there, get in a race. Everybody else is in the same situation as you are. Nobody's going to be mad at you. It's a lot more forgiving environment than a real racetrack, and people might be a little rude occasionally, but they have to go to bed knowing that they're rude, so don't worry about it. Alright, purple that again. Look at that. Another purple sector. Kind of screwed that up. I had to double pump the brakes, but I think I was just too excited about my purple sector.
Slow car ahead.
See what some of our other guys are doing here.
1 minute, 47.4 seconds.
Man, I must have really screwed up the corner for 147. Okay. Not sure about that third gear there, but alright, carried some good speed into that corner. Catching up with these guys ahead of me, that's nice. Maybe they're slowing down for me, no telling. Got 58 drivers registered for this next session so far, that's good. Okay, looks like I was able to maintain a little bit more control. Corner 6 there.
Car on the right. Clear.
Back in, wanted to step out there a bit on me, but was able to hang on to it. Another thing that's important to practice with other people, because you get to practice other lines, scenarios that are going to come up in a real race. You're not always going to be able to use the perfect line. Okay, got a good pull out of that corner. Hopefully we're in the 40s somewhere, come on.
Lap worse by 1.6 seconds.
141, okay.
1 minute, 41.1 seconds.
That felt really good. Really need to think about easing into that throttle pedal. Ease into the throttle pedal. Really just keeps the car a lot more stable. Don't get any wheel spin. 70 people registered now, that's good. I'm going to give this just a tap of the brakes to stabilize it. Okay, here we go. Oh man, yeah, that feels a lot better. I feel like I can control it a lot better with a little brake. Still not the fastest, but oh wow. Going purple again here if I can pull this off. Nope. I didn't get to maintain it. Painful.
Lap worse by 0.6
Okay, pulled up a
seconds.
140 there.
1 minute, 40.2 seconds.
Again, way too much steering angle. I know that that's not what the coach was doing. Gotta let the car rotate. Gotta get the car to rotate. I like to use some left foot braking when I'm trying to get the car to rotate, get real quick transitions between brake and throttle. Alright, looks like our session's about to begin. We can try this turn 6 one more time. I try 782. Okay, felt good. Still half second slower than my best, but yeah, figure that out eventually. Oh wow, let's see if I can purple this.
Car stopped on the right.
Ah, party on lane. Yeah, try to drift it in the parking lot there. Tell you what, this awesome Racers HQ t-shirt that Jake sent me is really starting to smell bad. I haven't washed it since I bought it. I just wear it for this particular show, and well, this iRacing gets me all hot and sweaty. Let's see, garage updates. What's going on in my real life race car world? So, I may have mentioned in the past having a little bit of timing gear issues with the Miata. Really down on power because of that, so I need to do a better job of reinstalling my timing belt. Done a ton of research on that, but hey, while you're in there, might as well try to get a few more ponies. So I went ahead and ordered the Mazda Speed intake cam, which is really just a mild upgrade, a little bit longer duration, but it's not so extreme that I have to go through and rework everything else on the cylinder head. So if I was to go with like the Toda cams, I would have had to go with shim under buckets, lifters, and valve springs, and that would end up costing more than the cams themselves. So just a mild upgrade. That's the same cam that comes in the JDM 99 2000 Mazda Miata motor. It also comes on the Mazda Speed turbo motor. So I don't know, maybe good for about 6 horsepower hopefully. Typically anytime something's good for 6 horsepower, it means it's good for about 1 horsepower. But yeah, might as well do everything we can to get up there to that goal of 153 wheel horsepower. So try to get that installed this weekend with a friend of mine and do a little bit of truck maintenance. I also got my headers in from Jet Hot Coating. Had them do a nice ceramic coating on those. They did a real premium job, a real nice heavy duty ceramic coating on the outside and then a lighter ceramic coating on the inside. Alright, enough about my real car. Let's see if we can't put together some perfect laps here. Again, for qualifying we need 2 perfect laps, so no off-track experiences. iRacing closely measures your off-track penalties, and it disqualifies the lap if you go off-track. So, completely understandable. After all, it is a game, it is a sport. What is it without the rules? Now we'll just get the car a little warmed up here, try to practice a few things. This is the out lap. I find that sometimes driving smoothly, what I think is slowly, ends up just being faster anyway, so. When I take a really tight apex like that, I want to look up to the top of the screen, make sure I don't get a penalty for going off track. No penalty there either, good deal. Man, that curb on turn 6, if you hit it too hard, your car will go flying. It is unforgiving. I've heard some of these curves will actually break your suspension. I've not had that happen yet, but aside from body contact, the worst damage I've ever done is blowing a motor from a missed shift.
Green flag, green flag.
Got some good traction out of that. Good.
In comes your timed lap.
Alright, first time lap.
Last lap
Gonna
was
put together
incomplete.
2 perfect laps. Come out to the outside here. Not bad, not bad. Get the car to rotate. Smash that apex, but don't go off track. Perfect. The lift here, don't go off track. Perfect-ish. Down to third. Feel like I could have trail braked a little bit better there. I accidentally shifted into fifth going into that corner, which is not my typical line. I think I must have gotten distracted by all of the awesome YouTube comments. Alright, so definitely losing pace through 6. Probably worth analyzing if I had the time to do so, but I don't, so getting back down to that apex has never been my strong suit. Brakes a little bit here to get the car to turn. Counter steer into it a bit. Probably a 140. Yes, that was terrible. Waited way too long to get on the throttle. Yeah, if I get into easing into the throttle,
Lap worse by
I'll be able
1.7
to
seconds. 1 minute.
get on the, start getting on the
40.9
throttle a little bit
seconds.
earlier. So it was a 140. Okay, we had purpled that for a second. Carried some speed through the mid-corner there, that was good. Oh, don't go off track, don't go off track. Okay, good. 1/10 down in that corner. Yeah, I fluffed it, but it's fine. Maintaining good pace. Alright, a little tap of the brake here. Man, alright, so better than I've been doing, I guess, but still. Pretty brutal penalty there for that tap of the brake for the control. Could be I'm tapping too much. And last corner here for a qualifying lap. Oh my god, that was terrible. Whew, rough. Alright, well, 140 flat.
Lap worse by 1.0 seconds.
140.3.
There's the checkered
40.3
flag.
seconds.
That should be pretty good. We'll see. Again, we're typically hanging out in the second split. So, see how we're doing. Back up this replay file a little bit here and check our competition. Okay, there's that beautiful Racers HQ livery. Looking like Danny Ricciardo in his fancy new Renault. Alright, so far in our split, we are 4th fastest with our 140.3. Pole so far is a 139.2, so I'm the second off pole. It's fairly massive. Aside from that one outlier, it looks like pole position's covered by 2 seconds. So it should be some good competition. Looking forward to it. Check the old chats real quick, see how wild that's getting. So wild, so wild. Right, really getting a ton of engagement here with this channel. I've got 11 subscribers now. I think, see, that's probably my mom, my brother, my sister, and your mother. Alright. Less than a minute to the race. So yeah, awesome job from Jet Hot Coating on my new ceramic headers on the Super Touring 5 Miata that I'm campaigning in NASA. Should cut down the old underhood temperatures quite a bit. I really think the headers might have been what boiled my brake fluid, because my calipers aren't getting much over 200 or 300 degrees. But if all that exhaust header is right under the hood there, right next to the brake fluid reservoir, it may have been overheating the brake fluid there. So definitely going to be a big improvement on underhood temperatures to have those headers ceramic coated. And then I've also built a custom aluminum air box for the air filter, and got some of that fancy
Laps remaining,
gold foil tape
11. Lap type,
wrapped
race.
everything in that. So with a significant upgrade in intake air temperature cooling. And then hopefully be able to do the tune myself as well. I've been talking to a lot of people that have done their own tunes. Spoke to a local dyno shop. They wanted 700, I believe, for a custom tune. They do a lot of high horsepower cars. Able Motorsports, I believe, is their name. But they'll rent me out their dyno for $100 an hour or something like that. So hopefully try to do that. I'm sure it shouldn't take more than 2 or 3 hours, I think, to map out my VE table and try to find MBT, WOT, and all those other initialisms. Okay, who we got here? I don't know any of these people. Alright, party on, man. So, lining up fourth on the outside. Second row. Wish me luck. 10 laps. Good luck, everybody. The guy went on red.
Green, green, green. 10 laps to go. Keep digging.
Alright, green, green, green.
Laps remaining, 10.
Got a pass on that launch.
Left side. Clear.
Alright, had to bump that guy a little bit there. He wasn't getting out of my way. So a little draft bump like that isn't really too harmful to your licensing. Okay, see what happens here. Lots of potential for chaos. I'm gonna sit pretty here. Usually a lot of questionable moves coming into this area. Still, track has got you on edge a lot of the time, and when you're driving at the edge with other cars on track, it really introduces a lot of opportunity for error. Alright. Maintaining fourth place.
One
Bit of a chump move of me to let number 5 get past me at the beginning, but
laps remaining, 9.
I'll let it pass. Fade to the inside there. Our pack's really getting away, which is nice. I'll take that. We can just maintain good pace. I feel like I'm faster than the 5 car in a few spots, but getting around them is not always that easy. No, this is it.
Left side. Hold your line. Clear.
That 5 car is kind of slowing up our little group here, but man.
Laps remaining, 8. Lap worse by 1.6 seconds. 1 minute, 41.3 seconds.
Car on the right. Still left. Clear on the right.
All right. Had to pinch that 5 car off to get out of the way, but looks like he's falling back pretty quickly now, so moving on to the front of the pack. Now the 5 car is going to give everybody behind us a hard time too, which is nice. Give us some distance. Oof, my best corner ever. 5 car is gaining on us.
Car on the left. Hold your line. Clear on the left.
Okay. Turn 6 is really screwing with me. Might have to take another approach. Can't be losing out to this 5 car.
Laps remaining, 7.
There's a good little scrap going on
Lap
behind
worse
us there.
by 4.5
Backing people up.
seconds. 1 minute, 43.9 seconds.
Alright, gotta stay with him, get that podium. You know, in the lower splits, I've gone pole to pole here, but obviously as we all get better, and I'm gonna fall in the mid-pack here, so yeah, it looks like this guy's got my number in 5 and 6. Able to hang out. Sometimes I like to sing to myself if things are getting real dicey. On our Lemons car we have some crazy amps and speakers, and it plays the
6.
Hatsune Miku 11 Polka.
Lap worse by 2.0
remix.
seconds. 1
Man,
minute, 41.2
what a ballad
seconds.
for success. Okay, I need to ease into the throttle there. give it just, oh, screwed that up majorly. Went into fourth, didn't need to. Alright, regain concentration. Okay, down to third. Man, the pack behind us is really let off, so I can really just concentrate on waiting for this 5 car to get nervous. Staying right in somebody's mirrors is a great way to apply a little pressure. Seems like a pretty clean race though so far, no wrecks. Pretty impressive. See a lot more quality driving in these top splits.
Laps remaining, 5.
Alright, hanging in there, hanging in there. 4th place. See what we can do.
Lap worse by 1.8 seconds.
5 more laps, fella.
1 minute,
5 more laps to go.
9 seconds.
Go left.
Dude, 5 car, I'm so sorry, man, so sorry. Alright, well that was a terrible example of how to be a good sport. I just rammed right in the back of that 5 car. I had no more braking left. I don't know what was going on there. If he'd like to protest me, I don't blame him. Not my finest moment. Okay. So, what did we learn from that? More room for braking. Sometimes I'll go offline in braking zones like that. I need to pay attention here. Oh yeah, so sometimes I'll go offline in those types of braking zones when you're not quite sure what the guy in front of you is going to do. If he's going to just park it in a corner. Tough to determine sometimes. So you have to.
You're in third.
1 minute, 42.5 seconds.
Well, I'll give that 5 car the place back if he can catch up. I'm not going to slow down, but he seemed to be faster than me in some areas, so get a little bit of understeer out of that corner. Okay, 5 is 3 seconds behind me. Going into corner 6 here. Felt pretty good. Okay, felt good.
Laps remaining, 3.
Three laps.
Lap worse by 1.8 seconds. 1 minute, 40.8 seconds.
what do we think here? So the 5 car parked it into corner 2. Is that my fault or his? Do we give the place back or not? Here he comes. Well, it might not be much debate if I keep driving like that.
Two laps to go.
Laps remaining, 2.
Okay, another off track there on that corner exit.
Lap worse by 3.2 seconds. 1 minute, 42.4 seconds.
Okay, here we go. Man, those front tires are toast. Another example of why we need to use our brakes and not our steering wheel. And really racking up some safety penalties on this. Got a +4 or 5 probably for hitting the 5 car, and then several off-track excursions. Tossed it into that corner pretty easily. That was nice. Felt good. Okay, make sure we leave ourselves plenty of braking room. Accidentally shifted into 5th there. A properly mounted shift box would probably help. Oh,
White flag, one more lap to go. Keep
Laps
going.
remaining, 1.
Okay, front tires are toast. White flag, white flag. 5 cars, 2.5 seconds behind me.
Lap worse by 2.6
Leaders are
seconds.
smoking me.
1 minute, 42.0 seconds.
Seeing a lot of understeer here. Oh man, had to wait on that throttle forever. Crushing those apexes. One last time here. One last time. Sweating bullets. Sweating bullets, racing is hard. Okay. Should rig up the cool suit for the iRacing rig. That'd be hilarious. Pump some ice water through my t-shirt. Three more corners. Okay. 2 more corners.
Laps remaining, 0.
Alright. It's gonna take this, we're gonna take that podium.
Lap
Boom.
worse by 2.8 seconds.
Taking that podium.
1 minute, 42.2
There's the
seconds.
checker flag.
This guy doesn't.
Great job, driver.
Alright. Leave a little note. Alright, well, looks like that number 5 car, pretty frustrated, really wanted that spot back. Next time we shall do that. Alright, well, thoroughly frustrated on iRacer, that's fine. It happens. We had a difference of opinion there. I believe he wanted to look at the replay. Alright, so see if we can find that last session, analyze our results a bit. Man. Okay, checking out the old profile here, looks like yeah, looks like that last race isn't quite up to date yet, but yeah, tough race, you know. Sometimes we get into wrecks. Here's something I wanted to highlight. Looks like we've got quite a nice jump in our I rating over the last couple of weeks. Doing this consistently. Consistency is important. Here's what I'm talking about with my dirt and road, oval and road dirt licenses. We've completed all the necessary races, but we need to bump up our safety rating a bit, so possibly we can work on that. Try to refresh this one more time, see if we can do an analysis on that last race, but I may have lost that link. You got to get to it right after the race, and I'm not sure what happened. So, well, guys, bit of a frustrating race there. Hated to see an iRacer upset with me. Maybe that's a lesson learned. Give the place back next time. Fair enough. Hard to do when you're fighting for a podium. Fairly certain nobody's going to do that unless they're told. So, until next time, we'll do another one of these next week. Check out the schedule real quick, see which track we're going to be at. Oh man, this Summit Point Jefferson course. One of my least favorite tracks in iRacing. Real short, real frustrating to drive. Lots of cars on track, Dyson for positions. So we will see you then. Remember to check out racershq.com. A great source for all of your racing needs. Here's that website. So some great articles and a great podcast. If you want to check them out, go subscribe to their podcast. Heck, subscribe to me. I did some research the other day. The best way to find me on YouTube is to is to search for my iRacing name, Matt Murphy2. There is no space between Murphy and 2, and I pop right up. If you're trying to actually use Mr. Mizzle, my YouTube handle, nothing appears at all. So don't try that. Don't really understand how that works, but again, Matt Murphy2. Look me up on YouTube. Thanks, everybody, and I'll see you next week.